Okay, if you're riding struggle bus on the assignment, I'm going to help you out in this. Okay, here was the first problem, problem number 1. Okay, as you can see, we're good to go because the denominators are the same. So I can go all the way down here and put x minus 1. Okay, then all you do is you get x to the second. You don't have to even multiply because you don't have to bring anything to top or bottom. It's all good to go. X squared plus 4x plus 2x minus 7. Okay, well we got 1x second. Those combine to make 6x and then minus 7. So put that down here. Okay, now each of those expressions have pluses or minuses, so please parenthesize them and see if you can factor them. Okay, at the top, you got 1x to the power of 2 plus 6x minus 7. So that would be the old GCF, which is 1, so that isn't worth it, and then my table. 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. Okay, so it's a positive times a negative. We're trying to add to get to plus 6. 1 and 7, well that's negative 6. I have the right numbers, I just have the wrong signs. So plus, minus. So A is 1. Okay, so that's going to give you x minus 1 times x plus 7. So just rewrite that. X minus 1 times x plus 7. Now down in the bottom, x minus 1 is a binomial. It's got 2 terms, so the GCF would be 1, and it's not a dot. So if that x had a second power, it would be, but it's missing an even power. So that's simplified, and guess what you get to do? You get to cross those out, and the expression x plus 7 is the answer. Okay, number 2. Well, this time we don't have the common denominators, so we cannot just go down here. We need to make 2 new fractions, make them kind of wide, and then write LCD along the lines there. Okay, would there be anywhere you'd have to put a parentheses? Well, not on 10, not on 24, those just drop. 3x, there's no plus or minus within that, that drops, and the same with 4x squared, okay? All right, LCD, that's 3 times x, so we have a 3, factor of x. You have a factor of 4, and then x to the second is in the x category, so you don't make one for that, okay? Factors of 3, I got 1, 0. So what do I do about that? I times 3 times 3. Factors of x, you got 1 and 2. Okay, so we need 2, so what you do is raise that to a second, and then that goes to an x. Then 4, you have 0 and 1. Okay, then times 4 times 4. Now you got your common denominator, but you need to simplify that a little bit. I mean, 3 times 4 is 12. I mean, come on, 12x to the second. So what do we have going on the top? We have 10 multiplied by x multiplied by 4 plus 2, 24 multiplied by 3. So 10 times 4 is 40 with x, and 24 times 3 is 72. Okay, so down here put 40x plus 72, but get a parentheses around that and see if you can factor it. You don't parenthesize the bottom, there's no plus or minus there. 40x plus 72. Any binomials with 2 terms or trinomials with 3 terms, you need to see if you can factor them. GCF, well, let's Google the GCF calculator and see what we can come up with for 40 and 72. I wouldn't let you use this if you were here with me, but whatever. So 40, comma 72. I got 8, okay, GCF's 8, so then you factor 8 out, just 8, not x, so that's 5x plus 9, which is not a DOPS, okay? So you rewrite that as 8 times 5x plus 9. Now the 5x plus 9 is done. Okay, that's the only parentheses you have. It stays. Now the 8 and the 12, those are both outside factors. You need to try to reduce 8 12s. Do the GCF. It's 4. So divide those each by 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, 12 divided by 4 is 3, and we still got that outside x to the second down there with the 3, because that was 12x to the second, but now it's 3x to the second. Okay, next one. Again, no common denominators. You need to make two new fractions. And we need to generate a common denominator. 2x and 6, we don't need parentheses, just drop them, because you don't have a plus within that or a plus within that. You need to get some parentheses there, and you need to see it. That's an obvious dots. That's xx, that's 3, 3, so it's x plus 3, x minus 3. Then we also want to factor that. That's a trinomial. Probably going to be able to do that, I would hope. So x to the power of 2 plus 1x minus 6, okay, 3 terms, so GCF, and then the table. 1, 1, and 6 would be 1, okay, so divide them all, but that's pointless to do. So 1 times negative 6 is negative 6, that's a positive times a negative, and we're adding to try to get to plus 1. 6 divided by 1 is 6, that's negative 5, that won't work. 6 divided by 2 is 3, that's negative 1, so we have the right numbers, just the wrong sign. So plus 3 minus 2. Now the a is 1, so you can forget that, and it's just x minus 2 times x plus 3. Okay, we need to now get the LCD where it belongs. Okay, you got x plus 3 in parentheses, x minus 3 in parentheses, a parentheses of x minus 2, then another parentheses of x plus 3, which I've already written that down. So x plus 3, I'm good, 1 to 1, so I don't make the change. X minus 3, we got 1 here, 0 here. So you need to raise this up by a factor of x minus 3, and you also have to do it to the top. X minus 2, 0 to 1. Well, you're going to need to raise this 0 up so it's an x minus 2, x minus 2. Okay, now I got my common denominator. Okay, so in the end we have x plus 3, x minus 3, x minus 2. Okay, you need to, now what do you have on top? We got 2x times 1x minus 2 plus 6 times 1x minus 3. Distribute, distribute. So you got 2x times 1x, 2x times negative 2, then 6 times 1x, and 6 times negative 3. So that's 2x to the second, that's negative 4x, that's 6x, and that's negative 18. So what do we have? We have 2x second plus 2x minus 18. Put that down here. Now these already have their parentheses. This needs 1, and we need to see if we can factor that. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but you at least need to check it. Here's a way that you can check right away, okay? To see if a trinomial at the end of this problem can be simplified or written into two factors, you can use your discriminant formula, okay? And 2 parentheses, b to the second minus 4ac. If you get a decimal, then you don't need to waste time factoring it. If you get a whole number, then the GCFT can work. So I go second, square root, double. So 2 to the second minus 4 2, negative 18. Yeah, that can't be done, so we're just going to circle that. Okay. If you have a trinomial, it means if you have 3 terms and you're wondering, do I need to waste time with this t-chart? You can use this right here, and also you can use the Google calculator too. It does the same thing, okay? Here, I'll use it on the next problem, okay? Okay, last problem. Once again, you're adding you don't have common denominators. They're not the same, so you need to make 2 new ones and put LCD right here. Okay, we don't factor the tops, but we do put parentheses if there's a plus or minus, okay? Not that they can be factored anyway. Bottoms, we need to put parentheses, and we need to see if the bottoms can factor, so then that's how I do my LCD then, okay? So you have x to the second plus 6x plus 8. I'm going to try to rewrite that in 2 parentheses. GCF table. GCF is 1, okay, so we don't need that. 1 times 8 is 8, positive. Okay, if I divide 8 by 1, I get 8. That's not going to work because I have to add to positive 6. 8 divided by 2 is 4. That would be negative 6. If you put plus 2 plus 4, then it's positive 6. Okay, A is a 1, okay, so you can get rid of that, and it's just x plus 2 times x plus 4. So that I'm changing this expression into x plus 2. I'm rewriting it times x plus 4. Then I can probably rewrite this. That's going to be a quick one. X second plus 3x plus 2. GCF and the table, but if you know the GCF's 1, you don't have to waste time with it, okay? So 1 times 2 is 2, positive. We're trying to add to get to plus 3. 2 by 1 is 2, and that's negative 3. If you go plus plus, and it's positive 3. So A is a 1. So you got x plus 1, x plus 2. Okay, rewrite that. Okay, common denominators, well, you got x plus 2. Remember, it's all about the bottom. You don't care about the top. X plus 4, x plus 1, and x plus 2, which I've already written. So x plus 2 we're good because we have 1, 1. If they have an equal amount of those factors, we don't change it. X plus 4, we got 1, 0. So I go x plus 4, x plus 4. Okay, x plus 4, we got, or sorry, x plus 1, my bad. We got 0 to 1. So we need to go x plus 1. You also got to remember to do it to the top. Okay, so circle one of the 2's. Okay. And you've got x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 1. Okay, so you FOIL the tops, okay? So you've got 3x minus 8 times 1x plus 1 plus 2x minus 3 times 1x plus 4. Okay, so multiply it out. So 3x times 1x, 3x times 1, negative 8 times 1x, negative 8 times 1. Then over here, 2x times 1x, 2x times 4, negative 3 times 1x, and negative 3 times 4. Okay, it gives you 3x squared, 3x, negative 8x, negative 8, 2x squared, 8x, negative 3x, negative 12. Okay, now you just collect your like terms. So x second, I've got 3 and 2, makes 5. X, we have 3, negative 8, 8, negative 3. Here's a funny thing that happens. 3 plus negative 8 plus 8 plus negative 3 is 0. So you will not have an x, okay? All those are gone. And then the constants, you have negative 8, negative 12, that makes negative 20. So you need to write 5x to the second minus 20, and since there's a minus within that, you need to go see if you can factor that. Two terms, there's definitely a GCF, okay? GCF would be 5. Then I factor out 5, and that's going to be 1x to the second, or x to the second if it's a 1, minus 4. Now that's a DOPS, okay? X to the second minus 4 is. So we then rewrite that as xx to 2, but don't forget to put your 5 in front of it, okay? So cross that out and rewrite it. 5 parentheses x plus 2 parentheses x minus 2. Now you can cross out the x plus 2's, okay? All your other parentheses stay. And there's really nothing you can reduce with that 5, so that 5 stays.